You are. Hi. We
Hi,
are
guys.
live.
Thank you for being on live. For those of you who are live and those catching the recording, we appreciate you. We know that this is a challenging time slot, but aren't they all these days? So thank you for being here. A couple things. One thing in particular that I'm really excited about that has a deadline coming soon, October 31, next Wednesday, will be the last day to buy your summit ticket on sale for $145. It will not be cheaper after that. In fact, they're predicting a sellout, which they may just be saying that. I'm always like, Carl, are you just saying that? But anytime he says that, it happens. Pumpkin spice, he said it would sell out, and it did. So if you don't have your summit ticket yet, get a ticket, be there. And what's even better, they've never done this before, is if you are a diamond or below, so a coach, emerald, ruby, or diamond, and you have your summit ticket by October 31st. So if you already bought it, this is you too. And you hit Success Club October, November, December, you get $200 spending cash, which is great. I mean, that could be part of your flight. That could be part of your room. That helps. And not only that, but if you hit Success Club those 3 months, that could also be your, extra money, obviously, for Summit and just for life, right? So it would definitely boost your income, and it would extra bonus your income to get that $200 spending cash. So I really want to encourage you guys to do it. I will say for you San Diego people, unfortunately, if you've never been to Summit and you went to Super Saturday with us this past weekend, the San Diego Market Council leaves you left wanting. Is that the right phrase? Like, you're kind of like, really? That's how I feel about it. I'm just being real, you guys. I promise you, Summit is like a million times better than that. So please, if you went to Super Saturday in San Diego, or maybe you went to one and you just felt like, really, that's it? Nothing like Summit. Nothing. And we have Rachel Hollis coming, which is just amazing. I have friends and family in other companies that have been trying to get Rachel, doTERRA, for example, and they didn't get her. So I feel like it's a really big deal. And, we're all on the Rachel train these days. So why not get to see her in real life? Also, one quick thing, we're going to be talking a lot about our schedule tonight, and I'm going to let Kim share all of that, all of our reason behind it and the flow for the next 3 months, really, because we want to set everybody up for success, and we want you guys to be focusing mostly on inviting and then really working as a team to make these challenge groups amazing. I keep hearing a common thread on the National Wake Up Call lately, and I heard it at Super Saturday, that you want your challenge groups to be a party. You want to bring what you promised people you would bring. You want them to be exciting. You want them to be engaging. And so by us doing this all together, I think it'll just make it even better. Now, that's not to say that you can't do this business however you want. If you're like, I want to run my own groups, don't ever feel like you have to be doing what we're doing. But on the same token, we wanted to provide for you guys a solid, here's what you can expect from now until January 31st. We're going to continue to do this quarterly so that this week, this is what I can invite to. There's no guessing. There's no nothing. And with that, when we're in the challenge groups, whether you're running it with other people or not, it's really important to go in and comment and like on everybody's stuff. In the least, comment and like on your challenger stuff. And sometimes for me personally, it gets to be Friday, Saturday, all the groups get kind of quiet because it's the weekend. And so sometimes I'll go in there and I'll notice that people are only checking in their shakes or not checking in at all. That's really when you need to bring it home, really, and remind people that they still need to be showing up. And a lot of that is going to come from us. We set the pace for those groups. And I can't say that I've left a comment and a like on every single challenger post that there ever was, but I do make a concerted effort every night before my head hits that pillow to check in on my groups. I find that works best for me to do it before I go to bed so that I feel like I capture everybody's day. When I do it in the morning, throughout my day, I kind of feel like, oh, I'm going to need to do it again tonight. So I just prefer to do it at night. Whatever that looks like for you, though, I really want to encourage you guys to do that, because I feel like our job as coaches really starts when somebody's in the challenge group. I know that so much of what we do and so much of what we talk about revolves around inviting. And obviously that's super duper important. We want you to do that. But don't forget that once the person says yes and they buy from you, you really need to be bringing it home in the challenge group and checking in on those people. I know for me, my very first challenge group, I looked forward. I would literally go and look at what my coach posted, commented on my post that day. People are doing that. So make sure you show up for them. And I'm going to throw it on over to Kim.
I couldn't, you all know, I feel like I've lived on this piece for a long time, but if you're going to put your word out there, you're going to show up for these people. You got to show up for the people. You got to show up and you got to be who you said you're going to be. Otherwise, you're really you're 100% just doing it for commission or help, like getting them on the right path. And even if you go through your challenge group and you just look for your people, at least you're looking for your people, because I would just hate to see them go high and dry without ever wondering, does my coach even care? Especially when our team is about being your best in every area of our lives. That means that we commit to them at 100%. So just a little add on there. Okay, so we have been kind of bringing a lot to you. Obviously, I'm having a baby here in the next 5 weeks, and I'm trying to basically set myself up so that I can just kind of be, just be with my kid, new baby, and my other family, and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just be present. So when Andy and I were talking about this, we feel like this time of the year it feels so crazy, and it's very easy to let your own health and fitness go. And so our hope was to kind of create this calendar that allows you to kind of set yourself up. If you're talking about it with coworkers, if you're talking about it with your family, you kind of know exactly what it is to invite to. So I shared some calendars last week that basically break down everything that we are doing. Part of me wants to kind of show you. Maybe I will. That would probably be helpful, huh? Anybody? Yeah? Okay, let's do that. I'm going to share my iCal. And this is just how I do it. Hold on here. Oh, someone's going to their room. Where? Do they not have that? Can you not? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me just take off. Okay, you guys can see my calendar? Yes, I hope so. Okay, so I'm going to take off all my home stuff, and I'm going to put, cancel, and I'm going to put all of current promotion. Okay, so here is, that's everything, right? Yeah. So here is how I set up my iCal. And it basically, this looks really heavy, and I apologize because I feel like it looks like very chaotic, but it's actually very simple. So here we are right now. A lot of you, we have 80 days through the holidays. We have Ghost Lift, To Be Spooky just kicked off. Lean for Halloween is wrapping up. And then our Friends Info Group is currently happening. Our prep week is. Of course, we can't even see. Let me just take the current promotion ones off. There we go. So our Friends Prep Week is happening right now, and then it kicks off on the 29th. Then this basically shows you that we're going to start an info group for the next 2B group. We are going to run a sneak peek week, which we're going to talk about. We have our Hard Hitters team call. But this is kind of how I set up our calendar, and we basically did it through the end of the year. I just need to add them. We actually did it at Super Saturday. We came up with the rest of them. But our hope is to kind of make it so it's really simple for you guys to see, like, okay, well, no matter what, if I help this person right now, I can throw them into this group, or I can throw them into that group. And these are all available for you guys to kind of use. Are there any questions about calendars or info groups, or kind of why we run them this way? Okay, I'm going to stop share. So then just kind of a flow for how we run our 30-day groups. We always run an info group. So an info group is basically like a sneak peek into our challenge group, right? We go live and we share what BOD looks like. We share, meal plans. We basically share everything minus the actual workout. We show them, we show up for them, we give them tips. We run our prep party in there after the info week. So our hope is, if you decide, okay, let's say, for example, you're like, I want to be a part of the Friends accountability group. Great. My suggestion always is, if you're going to invite people into that group, the minute you decide you're going to invite somebody, I would really hope that there's some sort of live transformation, some sort of post that lets people know that you are a face of this group. And even if you're not posting all the time, at least you know that that person knows that you are a coach and you're on this team and that you have something to do with the group. So that's sort of our hope, is that if you decide you want to invite to the friends group, then you're going to go in there and you're going to kind of share why. And anytime I share into info group, I share from the perspective of like why this is so amazing and why I'm still here after 3.5 years, because really it's your opportunity to continue to sell to, you know, sorry, sounded bad. I don't think it's bad. Anyway, so that's sort of the point, is that you are inviting people, you're a face, you're showing up, you're sharing, you know, why you love these challenge groups, why they're effective, why their programs are effective, what wasn't working for you prior, and what is working for you now. That is sort of the idea of when you invite somebody into that info group. So my hope in the next 2 weeks is to get all the info groups up through January, so that you kind of will already have in your brain exactly what you are inviting to. Now here's the other fun part. So when you're inviting to people and they're asking, you know, when you're doing your invites and you're asking, and people are asking you like, oh, well, what exactly is this? What do you do? And maybe you're answering, you guys are having conversation and you're like, oh, well, you get this and you get this. And they're like, okay, but I don't really get it. Cause really it isn't that, it's actually kind of weird when you think about what it is. Then you could say, hey, why don't you just jump into this group rather than adding them? Because I always believe it's better when they add themselves, because they're going to be more likely to actually go check it out versus like you just get thrown in. How many LuLaRoe groups is anybody else in? Because I'm in like 49 and I never I never asked to be in any of them. So rather than just showing up in a group, you give them the link and you give them that opportunity to kind of jump in and be like, oh, this is what this is all about. Okay, cool. And you kind of let them be their own, they control the pace of what they learn about, which I just feel like gives them a little bit more control, and it takes away from that feeling of being sold something. In my opinion, that's just me. So use that link. You just pull it and you could say, hey, you know, just jump into this group. We run, you know, we have tons of information in here. And then once they request to be in that group, you can tag them in something, be like, hey, this is a great place to start. This video, this, you know, or if you've already gone live, hey, this is kind of my story behind what it is and why these challenge groups work, would be my suggestion. Okay, so then we run prep group, which is what's happening right now, and then we jump into our challenge group tracker. So that's kind of the flow of the challenge group process. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Andy, do you have anything else to add to that? Let me unmute you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You will see, we will be posting these. I don't feel like you have to, you know, memorize any dates or anything. We will post the calendars as they're getting close, you know, month to month, and we'll also give you guys reminders and be posting the links in the team page and all of that. But we decided for January in particular, and I'm going to let Kim talk even more about Transform 20, but with the launch of Transform 20, I feel like we decided if we also have a challenge group that month, it gets a little bit confusing. And I don't know about you, but I always feel pulled when there's a launch that should I be invited to something else also? And I don't think so. I feel like if we all work the angle that Shaun T is like one of the best of the best, most of us have a story about Shaun T from one of his other programs. And if you don't, I would encourage you do a Shaun T program sometime before January so that you have one. But we're going to run a very large info group for Transform 20 that will be longer than 1 week. And we're going to encourage each of you to share in there whatever your testimony is from any Shaun T programs that you've done. And don't worry, we will be setting that up so that it makes sense and there's a good flow and all of that. But we decided that we're not going to host also another challenge group in January. And the reason is when I'm talking to people and a new program came out, I'm only talking to them about the new program, because I think Beachbody is really smart that every program has a modifier. Every program has a meal plan for whatever size, shape, age, whatever you are. And this program is going to be no different. And so I think it's important to remember that we are not health and fitness experts. However, we are coaches. And so as we are encouraging people to get on their health and fitness journey, we need to really up our game of professionalism and make a recommendation. And I think when a new program comes out, us saying, I know you're a beginner, but I also know you can do this, is smart and helpful for that person. I find that my challengers who buy just the regular challenge pack, BOD, and we go back and forth with where to start, I feel like they tend to fall off more than just saying, hey, this Lift 4 program came out, this is what you're going to do. And I tested that out with 80 Day and Lift 4, and it worked so much better when all I did was focus on, this is what I'm inviting to, and no matter who I'm talking to, I'm going to listen to where they're at in life and help them see that this will work for them because there's a modifier, or because they're really into fitness so they can go hard on this cardio workout, or whatever it is. They all can work for so many different types of people. So to simplify the business side of things, there doesn't need to be multiple challenge groups. I think we should all unite and be inviting from the time we open that info group, through December and January, to Transform 20. So it will come out on December 4th. That is the earliest people can buy it. And the magical thing is, in December, we're going to be running our 21 days to Fitmas. So let's say you sell somebody a Transform 20 challenge pack in the beginning of December. That's rad because they're going to have BOD. And then you can say, look, I'm going to start you out on Clean Week. And you're going to be in this 21 days of Fitmas challenge group, and I'm going to get you ready for Transform 20. And then boom, January 7th hits, we start a prep week of Transform 20, and the 14th, the program is out, and they're going. And they already have so much momentum, and they're already thanking you that they did that through December, and you're like their hero. To me, it makes me excited just saying it all out loud. I think it's going to work perfectly. So for that reason, I don't think there needs to be another challenge group in January. So we did not put another 4-week one is what I'm saying. And before we go any further, does this all make sense with the 4-week groups versus like a program specific group and all of that? Is there questions around that in any way? Okay, so the 4-week groups, the people in those groups can be doing any program. And we're going to get better about posting a suggested workout calendar in those for those people who maybe they're like repeat customers and you kind of forget to remind them what they should be doing next. We will be providing ideas all of the time. Do you want to talk about sneak peeks?
Yeah, let me touch on Transform 20 just because you brought it up. So the hope is that we actually already opened Transform 20 informational group. I kind of got a head start because I had a little bit of time, and our hope. So we were trying to work on the flow of it because the fact is we want it to be huge. And you guys, it has the opportunity to be huge, especially as we begin to, are you still having audio issues, Julie? Does everybody hear us? You can all hear it. Yeah. The fact is it can be as big as possible because people know Shanti. People look at 80 Day. Like that blew up overnight, and every single person, every sized person can do that program. And we've seen it firsthand. So don't be afraid just because it's Shanti and it's only 20 minutes, which I can't even, but it will be too hard for people because the modifications will always be there. So our hope is that we'll open this group. We will share it with you guys. What we just don't want to do is have it be too jumbled. So we're going to create a schedule of basically all of us, because our goal is that we're all inviting into that group, of you sharing your Shanti story is kind of how we're going to do it. And we'll just slowly ease in. And then as coaches, transformations are happening that are in the test group, because that's already started, we'll slowly start sharing those, and we'll share videos, and we'll just be sharing all of it throughout the next 2.5 months, so to speak. But if I were you, this is just my suggestion, I would create some sort of video, whether you use the Transform 20 video from YouTube, whether you look at the video and you see some of the moves and you create like your own Shanti montage. I would absolutely create a video that you use as an ad or as something to help people see that you are one, and promote it like you are the test group, because you are the test group. Yes, there is like a already whatever, but you are legit the test group. So don't be afraid to say this is an exclusive test group, because you are it. Start thinking about what this program is going to mean for you come January 7th or 14th or whatever. I know for me, it's my 3-month. I mean, that's my comeback story. It's basically Shanti just created a program so I could come back. That's how I'm going to word it. It was all for me. I'm just kidding. But that's sort of how I'm going to wing it. And I'm going to bring as many postpartum people as I can possibly bring. So start thinking, creative brain, start looking at stuff, start looking at Shanti, pull up him on Pinterest, look at Transform 20, start learning about what you can do, because how amazing would it be if you could help 10 people in December and 10 people in January? What does that look? I mean, that pays for basically Christmas. And I don't know about you, but like for me right now, that's like all the right words in my brain, like pay for Christmas. I want that to pay for Christmas. And I also want, obviously, to help as many people as possible, because we know the transformation is going to be huge. So that's pretty much it about Transform 20. Questions about any of that? No? Okay. Okay, well then let's talk about sneak peeks, and then we'll talk about tribe. And I think that was kind of all-ish. Okay, so our sneak peeks. We've done this like 40 million different ways. I feel like we never really nail it. And it's just this ongoing, like, is this good? Do we like this? Is this great? We don't even know. Who knows what's great? What we've decided to do is run a sneak peek week. And what it will look like is, so our next sneak peek week is November 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So it'll run for 5 days. Every day we will debunk a myth, a coaching myth. So we're starting December 5th. So on October, basically now, between now and October 5th, we are going to put up like Monday through Friday. And your job is, if you want to invite potential coaches to a sneak peek, you're going to sign up for a day. You could sign up just to share a myth, which we will break. We'll already have the image and all that jazz. You don't have to like recreate it. Or you can sign up to go live and talk about your coaching journey. Or you can sign up for the whole day. That's sort of the way we see it happening going forward. So we're going to run a sneak peek week I think it's like the second-ish week of the month. And at the last day on the Friday, as many of us as possible that can hop on, we're going to do like a live question and answer. And even if we have to make up some of the questions that we are getting through the week, you know what I mean? Then that's what we're going to talk about. So that's sort of our plan for sneak peeks. And then, of course, the brand new training that's being rolled out November 1st will be created. So you can feel confident about inviting to a sneak peek at any point in the month. So let's say November 12th, you talk to a potential coach and she's like, oh, well, what is this all about? You can add her to the sneak peek that we just had, and she can start training whenever she wants. So you're not waiting for a mentorship anymore. You have all the tools to just plug them in. Does that make sense? Yeah?
I'm sorry, Cam, are you talking about the new coach training right now?
The new one that's coming out that's a website based.
Okay, and that will be in November?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think our goal was November 1st, right, Andy?
Yeah. So the website has been created, and we are all working to create new videos for it from all of the Diamonds on Hard Hitters. So it will all be ready, and you will all get the link and know how to get in, and it's very user friendly. You'll know how to add people to it or send them the link, all of that on November 1st. So look out for that in the team page. And it's great because we've been trying to do this monthly boot camp, and just like lots of things in this business, we have to learn to adapt and move on with what's not working. And it's great when there's people in there who are active, but when it's not, it's a lot of work on our end to be posting to nobody. So, and what I found is that people get in there, and maybe some of you felt this way when you did it, and if you get behind by a week, you just kind of throw your hands up. You don't want to go back in because the posts come every day, whereas this is self-paced, and you actually get an email once a week that will remind you where you're at, because as you go through the website, you can check off what you did, which is awesome. So then it'll send you a link and say, here's where you're at. Don't forget, you need to go back and finish or whatever. And I want to encourage everybody to go through it. I'm even going to go through it myself because it's all new info that's built off of everything that we've been doing, but really fine-tuned to this new Success Club tracker, to everything that's working right now. And what you guys have already seen, I'm sure, unless you're a brand new coach, is that things change in this business, which is why we're constantly changing the way we do sneak peeks, changing the way we do new coach mentorships, because we want this team to continue to grow and evolve and equip you guys the best we can to help people. So that was kind of the reasoning behind it. And I want to touch on one more thing before we move on. So like Kim was saying, you can invite to the sneak peek anytime. You don't have to wait for sneak peek week. So when you're thinking about posting on social media, you don't have to necessarily like plan out your month for exactly when you're going to be posting about what. I think that this day and age, with the way that Instagram is, really just having it be showing up in your Instagram that it's just part of your life all the time, sprinkling in those posts here and there, and then making sure that you are doing calls to action like, hey, join my team sort of posts at least once a week is what you need to do. But you don't have to stress about, shoot, sneak peeks tomorrow, I didn't post about it, let me just throw up some posts. Just get in the habit that every single week you're going to be publicly inviting on your newsfeed to the challenge group. You're going to be publicly inviting on your newsfeed to join your team, to coaching. And the rest of your posts are, you're sprinkling in your life so that people can see that this isn't something that you just do sometimes or some sort of fad or whatever, that this is what you do. Does that make sense? Alpha, okay. And you'll see in Hard Hitters, there was some little suggestions on how you can post that way, just to kind of help you guys even more figure that out, to help you out. So.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be really great. And I think it's going to help ease your feeling of, I think part of what is so important and kind of what you touched upon on challenge groups, if you're not confident in what we have as training to offer a coach or what our challenge groups look like, you're not going to be confident in your coaching in your invites, period, because you're not going to feel confident. And to be honest, I'm running, I was trying to think about this today. There's probably 2 groups right now that I'm in and running, and I wouldn't invite someone to it. I would be embarrassed if I was to say like, oh, this tribe, it's so, not tribe, but this group is so great and everybody's encouraging each other, and then everybody posts every day and there's like 0 comments on every single post. I would be like, I'm not living up to what I said that I would be for that person. So if I was like a brand new coach, I would go away and be like, man, yeah, I'm probably not going to invite to that again. But then on the same flip side, you go to some other, groups and they're huge. So it's our job to make sure that, for example, if you notice all of a sudden that your customer is tagging the same person every time, and as you go to comment, there is no comment from Julie, but let's just say Amanda. No, we have an Amanda too. Why can I not think of any girl names? Avery, there we go. If Avery is your, that that's her partner and there's 0 posts ever from Avery, then reach out to whoever Avery's coach is and be like, hey, did she fall off? Because I can't tell you how many times we get customers who come back and say like, yeah, once Avery fell off, like it just kind of gave me permission to fall off too. It's not Avery's job. It's my job, or it's your job to make sure that person knows that if their accountability partner, who they do not know, who they did not sign up for, if they fall off, we need to be ahead of the game. And that means that because you're checking in with them every day. And I get it. If you're in a group with like 75 people commenting every day, it's hard sometimes, but it's not hard to go find your people. And I would 100% recommend, when you are doing your check-ins on your challenge group tracker, use your computer, because your phone doesn't upload all of them. It doesn't stay, I don't know why, but that doesn't happen, correct? No. So you have to make sure that you are hitting them all up. And I know that if you're not, if you're like, well, my power hour is done, then, you got to find 10 more minutes, because that's really all it would take for you to check into that group and scroll through. But I say all this to say that the confidence has to be there. So if we as a team are offering these freaking rad groups that have prizes and everybody's commenting, and it's, I always ask myself the same question is, a group that usually does the best is when everybody's doing the same program. And I'm like, but why? Like, what is the difference? Do they just feel more connected? Do they feel like they're on this journey together? Then how do we break down that wall? Because the fact is they're not all going to be on the same program. And I don't think they should have to be. So we have to make sure that we're doing the action for them to get them to break down those walls. If we need to change something up, if you notice that it's like it's a Sunday and you go through and their Saturdays are like literally like 3 posts, jump in live and talk about why Saturday you got to work out. It's the best freaking day of the week to work out, because then you sets up your whole weekend for success. You have that power. That is on you. If you are a coach in that group, even if you're not a coach in that group, be empowered to share and have the confidence, because if we can create those kinds of groups, when you go to talk about, oh my gosh, you guys have to get in this group because I'm telling you, they will change your life for the, blah, 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 you're going to believe it. Right? Like, you're going to absolutely believe it. It's going to come out in your conversations. It's going to come out in your posts. It will be there. Sorry, that was long-winded. I don't really know where I was going there, but I have food down my shirt. Anyway, so just a little side note is the hope is that this sneak peek, this training, this will give you confidence in every area of your coaching journey. And aside from that, I think going forward on Sunday nights, we are going to post ideas for your schedule. So you don't have to feel like you have to have this all up here. We're going to have it for you. But if at any point you're like, you know what, I want to run my own 2B group, run it. You guys, we will give you all the resources. We will add you to every group possible. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to follow our exact timeline if it doesn't work for you. Do what works, for you mostly, is what I would suggest in that way. Anything else to add to that, Andy? Sneak peek?
Mic drop. That's all I was going to say. That's pretty good.
It's the hats. Shanti. And I'm sweating. I don't even understand why there's no air on.
Why am I wearing a sweatshirt?
Why is there no air? We usually have air conditioning on. Apparently we're all just sweating. Okay, so my last little blip here. Oh, also just a quick side note, we will not be having team calls every Tuesday anymore. And the reason for this is because on the very first Monday of every month, we are going to partner up with Hard Hitters. And one of the diamonds will be leading that call that's within the Hard Hitter upline. And the hope is that you will see that we're actually part of a really big team. There's, if once I would imagine when we get on one, it'll probably be 50 plus people. So just put that on your calendar. I promise you will leave inspired, especially because it's just one diamond per month. So that person, whoever they are, going to be psyched out and ready to just like bring whatever they've kind of got. So that's Mondays. And then the
first Monday of the month, not every Monday. The first Monday.
The first Monday. And then the third Monday is the 24-hour to Emerald? Or the second? No, it's third. The third Tuesday.
Oh, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, the third Tuesday of every month is going to be a Emerald in 24 hours call. So if you aren't an Emerald and you want to know, or you have a new coach and they want to become an Emerald, then that's going to be a great call for you to be a part of. And we're actually going to run our team calls on that night. Is that correct? Yeah. So we'll do our team call right after, because our hope is that you'll be Emerald and you'll never have to do that call ever again, right? You do it once and you're done and that's it. You're an Emerald. So we will continue to run our team calls the third Tuesday of every month. And that's it. So we're trying to take some stuff off of our, like the plate so that you can focus on the good stuff. But at the same time, these I feel like will be really good uses of your time. And then the last thing. So Tribe Trifecta. So many of you are, well, mostly from Andy's team, are new to Tribe Trifecta. Brittany and I decided to create Tribe. I guess it's almost been maybe 3-ish years ago. The thought is what a great place to house all of your customers, right? Because when we were really Facebook heavy, it was really easy just to keep everybody, you kind of had everybody somewhere. Well, Tribe was meant to be this place of like, okay, well, you've done a challenge, and it's really only for people who have ever purchased a challenge pack, who know what Shakeology is, who've experienced a challenge group before, or maybe they don't, because I don't know about you, but I have kind of a couple customers who don't like challenge group tracker at all. It's just not their cup of tea. So then Tribe is like the perfect answer for them. The whole point was that it's just this place where we can house meal plans and menus and run fun challenges and keep people motivated and celebrate people's birthdays and kind of really, again, add to the confidence of you as a coach that we have this bigger community, and it's big. I mean, it's almost at 700 people, that we have this big community that will rally behind you. And I don't know if you notice, but the minute someone posts in there that they're struggling, it's like 15 people deep of comments. And it's because that's the whole point of it. It's not, when you look at people, it's from people from far and wide. From pretty much everywhere in the United States and Canada, and UK now. It's just meant to be this place of complete trust and encouragement and love and kindness. And it's the whole Tribe Trifecta. It's the whole, that maybe you fall off the wagon, but you know that there's this group out there that just keeps going. It never ends. And maybe we sometimes, which is why I'm going to tell you a little secret. When you stop being active in a group, you won't get notifications for it anymore. So the reason I tag random people every single day is because now that random person is going to get a tag, and all of a sudden that group that they didn't even realize that they were still in, it's going to pop up. And now it's going to continue to pop up, and they're going to see like, oh man, I didn't even know, what is this? Like, and now you never know that little tag could then streamline this whole, they could get right back on the bandwagon, or they could all of a sudden realize like, oh, I'm not alone. There are people out there who are still rallying behind me. That's sort of the point of Tribe Trifecta. I don't expect to see like every coach in there every time commenting on every single person's post. I do, only because I feel like I have this, it's my heartbeat, right? It's this place where I feel like it can live and breathe. And, we celebrate people who have had babies and have had infertility for 5 years. And we just celebrate everything in there. So I encourage you, use it for that. Invite your old customers in there, celebrate their birthdays, celebrate their wins. If they do something rad in a challenge group or they have an incredible transformation, put it in there and celebrate them. That is what's going to either lead them to want to be a part of our team or at least continue to escalate their health and fitness life. And if there's anything else that we're doing right, that's exactly it. If you eat something amazing for dinner, share the recipe. If you all of a sudden have something on your heart, practice going live in there. You got nothing but people who are going to encourage you. It's for anything and everything that's related to this, which brings me to my next point. And Sarah Esslinger and I were having this conversation about how to keep people drinking Shakeology. And I know I went live in the team page, and maybe some of you caught it, but I started the Shakeology punch card, which has been rad and has definitely, kept people on the bandwagon, and they love getting, their things. And I offer that to people who are discount coaches as well, not just ongoing monthly customers. And they have to be ongoing. They can't miss a month. That's that's how they're beneficial to me. That's how it's financially, it makes sense that I can be, we can buy them gifts, so to speak. And plus they're not going to get the 12-month gift if they skip a month. So the whole point is the Shago card is supposed to just kind of keep them going, but I celebrate it in there. Something that I think would be really effective is if every Thursday, we call it Thirsty Thursday, we, one of us, we sign up we put a sign up in the team page, and one of us goes in there and we just talk about, because I think this is something we are missing. And I think it's something maybe we don't even have enough knowledge about, but the fact is Shakeology is great for 1 month, but it's greater long-term. The long-term benefits of drinking Shakeology are way better than what you're going to get in 1 month. But people often forget that, right? They think it's a weight loss drink and they're going to just drink it for a month and they're going to lose weight and it's going to work. The fact is that Shakeology is better. It's going to be good. I mean, my dad, he's the only person in his family who doesn't have to take high cholesterol and blood pressure medicine. He drinks Shakeology every day. My mom deals with arthritis really bad. It's genetic. Everybody has it in her family. She drinks Shakeology every day and doesn't have as much pain. These are stories that people need to hear. The fact is that there's so many great superfoods in that if you have MS or Parkinson's that run in your family, brain degenerate diseases, it can slow them down. And that's the stuff that people need to hear about, because for me, when I drink that shake every day, and I literally haven't missed a day, I know I am getting like optimal nutrition. It has nothing to do with protein. It has nothing to do with weight loss. It has everything to do with, whatever is happening next, whatever is happening in my body 20 years from now. That's what I'm protecting. Heck, that's why I work out now. And it's funny because this person, I was talking to somebody today on my way out. They're like, I've never seen you sick. And I'm like, I haven't been sick in like 3 years. And I'm literally surrounded by germs. They're running around me. They're like breathing and sucking every disease possible. And I'll probably get sick tomorrow. But the fact is there's only one thing that is the difference, and it's Shakeology. I mean, I could go on and on because obviously it saved my GI tract, but that's the kind of stuff our tribe needs to hear, because that's what's going to keep them going. And the more we talk about it as less as an expense and more as like basically like your RX drug for life, I think the more people will continue drinking it, and the more, you're going to be helping them with that long-term health, which is what we guaranteed. And so that's sort of my thought. I'm going to put, Julie, she said no sinus infections in 20 months. Did you get them a lot? Yeah, see, that's rad. That's the stuff that people need to know. So I'm going to put a calendar in there, and even if it's just me for the first 5 Thursdays, won't be surprised, it's fine. But I'm going to put that up and just sign up for it. And if it's, you guys, if it's an opportunity for you to, go live for the first time, go live. Do not be afraid. It is the most unscary thing, and actually will help you in your coaching business, because guess what? People really aren't thinking about you. They're not looking at what you think they're looking at. They're not staring at your hair that's flying out, or your eyes, or the fact that you think you have a big nose, or they're not doing any of that. They're listening to the words coming out of your mouth. And this is just going to give you more and more confidence in knowing that. And I know this because I literally will celebrate going live for 365 days in 3 days. 3 days. I've gone live every single day. I have literally no idea what I've talked about for 365 days, but I should write a book. I'm just kidding. Just dump it in there. Dump it in. A video book, because ain't nobody want to read my writing. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Tribe. If you have questions, or, I'm telling you, sky's the limit. You do whatever you want in there. Just celebrate the heck out of people. And if you see something, don't just like it. Love it. Comment on it. You never know what that does for somebody's day. So, anything else to add to that, Andy?
No, I love it. I think it's brilliant, and I like your idea about Thursdays. You can tell me about that.
Thursdays. And just so you guys know, don't forget, you get points for getting people back on Shakeology, or back, reselling a challenge pack every 6 months. So if you've been doing this business for a year now, you have customers that are going to start popping up. The Tribe is going to be how, you know what I mean? If you can keep them active in there, they're going to re-up 100%. I know that like 6 points I have waiting to be added this month, and it's all people who I sent the email to, when, actually you probably don't know this. So Beachbody will send you an email. If you've been in the business now for a year, it would have to be a year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you've been in the business for a year, Beachbody is going to send you a list of customers that are going to, their BOD is going to be expiring. And you send them an email and basically say like, hey, FYI, you can get a full bag of Shakeology and your subscription renewed for an extra $60. I can tell you that most of them are saying yes, because they're already going to sign up for their BOD. So now they're just going to get a bag of Shakeology and their renewal for 160. So that's why Tribe's important, because it will help you in the long run. And I know it's helped me over and over and over again. So.
And talk about a good opportunity when a new program comes out. I know that, most of my Success Club points around a launch come from my customers who I've continued to support till the new thing comes out, and then they want to do it because they know that the stuff works. So
Totally.
I love the 6-month rule.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything that they want to ask?
Just a quick one, real quick.
Yeah.
The new website that you guys have created, is there a way that we as coaches can go in and see what our potential new coaches or our new coaches will be seeing, so we kind of know if they ask us, so we're not like, oh, what are you even doing in there, because I don't even know what it says?
Yeah. I can send you what's already created. What's not in there yet are the videos, because we're making them, but all the content is there. So I can send that to you.
And again, like Andy said, like I would recommend doing it as a coach, like going through the training, checking the boxes, so that when someone says like, hey, on day or like on this module, I don't even remember if it's modules or what it is, but like I'm right here and I don't really understand what does this mean. You'll know because you'll have done it.
Good opportunity to get all your semi-new coaches back in through a whole training too. Maybe just mandatory, like we're all going to do it together.
And they're going to see faces from like just lots. Even a lot of Beachbody videos, they're going to see some Ashley Molstead. They're going to see just a bunch of different stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about that. Oh, so it's 15 days. It is grouped as days, but again, it's self-paced. But on day 15, a screen pops up and encourages them to take snapshot or print it out or whatever and let their coach know that they completed all of it. Because even when you send somebody the link, you're not going to get anything back saying how much they did or didn't do. And I don't think there's a way for us to go and look. So we're trying to foster people actually taking ownership in this and doing it themselves, So at the end, it's kind of nice that they will have that proof. And I think anybody who goes all the way through day 15 will be really excited to tell you that they did it, which is great. Because the whole idea is that if once they've gotten there, then the typical questions that they would have, like on a Getting Started Right call, they're not going to have anymore because the boot camp answered it. So if you get that back from somebody, they're probably going to be ready to go. They're probably going to be already inviting to a challenge group. They're going to be rolling. They're going to be well equipped. And it's that whole video we shot that was the quick start. This kind of solves that, because if somebody wants to do it all in one day, they could.
Totally.
Yeah.
So glad we filmed that video.
So glad. So glad we took a Tuesday night.
That's okay. Maybe someone wants to learn only from us.
You never know.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, any other questions, comments? No?
When I was messing with my computer, I kind of missed the part of why there's no groups in January. Can you repeat why again?
Yeah. Basically, we're hoping everyone will do Transform 20.
Okay, that's what's in January. Okay.
Yeah. So it kicks off, I think we decided, I have it right here, January 14th, we will kick off, and that's prep week will start January 7th. Awesome. So we'll start a group in February, because it's 60 days, right? A 60-day program? Yeah. So it's a 60-day program, but we'll still run a 4-week group in February, because we're going to need something new to invite to. However, we learned this with both 80-day and Lift, that a lot of times the hype is so great that it's really great to actually run another Transform 20 group, maybe starting in February, because now you're a month in, you've got transformation to share. There's transformations all over the internet. So a lot of times that's actually a big win for us, is to then just rerun another Transform 20 group. Just like we're still running Live 4 and 80 days. they just continue to show up for themselves. And because we do see the benefit in when the group is specific to one program. So yeah.
Oh, and on that note, that whole idea of things selling out, I think I said this probably on our last team call, but when it comes out December 4th, get it. There will be a completion pack option that's available for coaches. There will be an accessory bundle that's available to coaches. And now as coaches, we can even buy challenge packs. So if you don't already have Performance Line, or you want to get an extra bag of Shakeology for 70% off, buy the challenge pack, because you're going to need that step. And it's going to be just like Lift 4, where you have to get something to get the VIP access, or you won't get to do Transform 20. And I guarantee that if you buy it and go all in, you are way more likely to sell it to other people, because you have that backing of saying, do this with me. And the actual step is projected to sell out. I think Carl said that about 30 million times at Leadership. Like, they're trying to get as many as they can, supposedly, but they are going to sell out. It's Shaun T. And to me, I get annoyed that they always say that, but it's going to happen. Like the bands in 80 Day. So just order it on December 4th so that you don't have to be trying to find another step. And then you can, I feel like there's so much we can do in that info group of unboxing. When yours shows up, we can all go live and unbox. If 30 of us are unboxing this thing, everybody's going to want to get one.
Well, and especially because then you can film, because there'll be the free live workout in December of the program, just like they always do. You can learn a ton of the moves, and then that's what you can film. You can show people like what you're going to be doing on this step and why it's going to be so rad, and all these kinds of different things. So just get excited about, start kind of sprinkling it in your posts, like, this is my plan, and I can't wait to bring just little things here and there, little nuggets and of what people can do. And I think that you will really you'll do really great at it. Okay, cool. Well, we will be sensitive time because it's 7:28. Let's take a photo. I think we lost some people. Maybe not, actually. No, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm just going to, you just get ready. Oh no, sorry. Just got a message that someone took away their play date as a punishment. But what about my kid? Now they're punished. Great. Maybe want to play with my 5-year-old tomorrow? Andrea, coming over? All right, get ready and smile. Great job. Okay, well, that's it. Thanks, you guys. I'll get this uploaded here shortly, so that you have it if you need to rewatch it. And if you have any questions, ask away. Don't hesitate. There are no stupid questions. Okay.